It's a new season of the Church Security Answer Man. And this time, I want to talk about, bluntly, why no security. Hi, I'm Joe Puckett. Thanks for joining me for this new season of the Church Security Answer Man. I'm so glad that you're joining me, and I want to have, a blunt conversation with you. Most of the time, I'm the super, just plain and simple. I want to talk about what do we need to be doing in church security and the practical stuff. But I'm telling you, during the off season and during my time of monitoring emails and comments on YouTube and stuff, I really decided I want to kick off this season, start talking about why are we not doing church security? Why are you not doing church security? And I'm not in a place of judgment, but I do want to have a blunt discussion because, a frank discussion, because I am wanting to help influence. I want to influence people on security issues that are related to the church and taking care of your people. So I feel like this time, kicking off this new season, I feel like we need to have a frank discussion about that. So, and stick with me. Please hear me out. Stick with me to the end. I do have some stuff for you, some free stuff, some direction to get you to going where you can get some more material to help you. I'm not just here to pick at you, those kind of things. I mean, I just want to have a quick discussion and be frank about it, just upfront about it. So, why do we fight the security concept? That's a big deal to me. I just don't get it. I get nasty little notes. I get people commenting. I get emails, that are just, let God take care of it. Let God deal with it. And I get that. I'm a total respecter, believer. I totally respect God. And I do know he takes care of us, and I pray and I rely on him. But I also think that God wants us to take care of some of these things as well. I'm not wanting to be negative about it, but honestly, there's a lot of things that we don't just leave to God in our discussions. God will take care of us. I get that. But, we say we don't need security, but I kind of wonder, honestly, if I'm being just totally upfront, I kind of wonder if you're saying you don't need security because maybe you don't know much about it. Maybe you're intimidated by it. I mean, it's like with me, you wouldn't choose me to be your pastor or priest. I'm not made for that. I don't have the education in that area. But, I've been a cop. I've been in church security a long time. So that's my education. That's my gift. That's where I've been blessed with lots of information or knowledge in that area. So I get it. But I think that we should call it for what it is. If you don't know much about it, if it intimidates you, I think that we should address it. I don't think that we should go around telling people that we're not going to worry about it. We're going to let the Lord take care of it or whatever. I'm not sure that that's the right thing to do. I mean, there's a lot of areas that we could leave to God. We don't just allow God to figure out the offering. We send buckets up and down the aisle, or we have a online method for giving. We don't, we don't just not have janitors or maintenance folks cleaning up the place. We don't just rely and leave it up to God to decide how it's going to get cleaned. We take care of those things. We have key pieces of the church, key components of the church. We have priests and pastors and whatever your leader's title is. We have those folks so that they can lead us, give us a message, each week during our service times, whatever day that we meet on. We have Worship leaders. We don't just expect God to bring about song and music. We have people that plan for that and choose those things and practice for that kind of thing. We don't just leave the youth to stray. We have a youth leader. If that's part of our church, if that's part of our community or region that we need a youth leader, we have a youth leader. So we don't just leave all these things to chance with God or leave it all up to him. Even though he'll take care of us, there's certain things that I believe he wants us to take care of, just like these other things. But I do believe that this is intimidating to many of us, this security concept. So we brush it aside, we let it go, or we say things about it that are negative. We don't need it. That's not the church's place, or this is a peaceful place. I mean, I can't begin to tell you how much stuff that I have heard, how much negative stuff that I've heard about this stuff. So, I just think we don't understand. And again, I get it. I'm not going to be your pastor. I'm not going to say anything to you about pastoring. That's not my area, and I think it's the same thing with the security issues. So, but with issues these days, I mean, there's violence. And I'm not one to sit here and tell you that you're likely to have a gun incident come to your church, a violent shooter, or those kind of things. Statistically, it's not likely. What do we have? 350,000 registered churches in the U.S. And how many incidents do we have every year? On a year when we're healthy, when we're not having a pandemic kind of thing. But how many of these violent incidents? There's too many. I give you that. But still, statistically, it's not likely to come to your church. But we want to be prepared for those things. We need to be prepared. But there's still stuff that is likely to come to your church, and that is people suffering from mental health issues, people that are just a little bit out of sorts, maybe a little bit angry, domestic violence issues, restraining order violations, no contact orders, child custody issues. Those things are likely to come to your church, and we need somebody who can take care of those, who studies that, who has knowledge in that, who can train on that. We need those people to handle those things that are likely to happen, even medical emergencies, other safety issues. Somebody that's watching out for us, we need that. So I am strongly recommending, and I again, it's not my place to lecture, but I strongly recommend that we're looking at those things. And I want to challenge you. If you're a leader and you're saying we don't need that, I just hope that you'll hear me and consider. I just respectfully ask you to consider that you do need some sort of security planning. I don't care how big, how small your church is, where you're located, you need something. And some of you may be in places where you need more than just a little something. So, and I want to say, I've got all kinds of free stuff for you. And that's one of the things I wanted to talk to there. I've got some free stuff to talk about before we finish this little session. But I want to say it's simple to get started. Pick your best person. Who is the best person that has been brought to your ministry that you can rely on for this? Is it just somebody with a strong head on their shoulders? Maybe a strong head on their shoulders, and they carry a concealed weapon to church? Or is it somebody who's got military background, or somebody that's got law enforcement background, firefighter, probation officer, corrections officer? Military is great experience. Do you have somebody like that has a little bit of that experience or a whole lot that you can go to? And instead of saying, we don't need it, how about saying, let's explore it a little bit. Let's get a little something going. Maybe put some confines on how much is going to happen, but make some decisions that we need that kind of stuff to happen. That's what I want to strongly suggest to you, that you do that. Start something. Go to that person that you trust the most. Have them start digging into it. Whoever that is, have them start finding some training. Have them start seeking out some certifications, whatever that looks like, and get those programs going. You have a meeting with them. Tell them what your fears are, what your concerns are, what you want to see happen. And we all need to have balance. That needs to be one of the big deals that we're communicating. And that is that this is a safe environment, but it's also welcoming. We want it to be a welcoming, friendly environment. When I'm doing security at my church, I try to be the friendliest guy there. I try to escort anybody that has issues walking. I try to help the little old ladies and little old men into church, even go out and greet them at their cars and help escort them in if necessarily. But I'm out front, I'm watching people and what's going on, and I'm acting as security. But we need that balance to be friendly, welcoming environment with a little bit of security, kind of secretly maybe even rolled into that process as well. So here's what I want to make sure and mention. I've got some things, if you're watching this and you're kind of challenged by this, or you're still kind of fighting a little bit, I want to suggest you go to my website, churchsecurityanswerman.com. Go there, look at the tabs. There's free stuff in there. There's a little ebook, free 7 things that you need to pay attention to as you get your church security fired up. There's a video in there about Security 101 and getting your team started. There's little things in there that can help you. I even have some forms in there. And send me a note. Make a comment down below. Let me know what your concerns are. Let me know what your worries are. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, wherever you're watching this video, because I want to hear from you. I still want to hear your side. I just want to push this issue a little bit, that today we need to be doing something. We can't just ignore it, just like we wouldn't ignore taking an offering. We wouldn't ignore having a worship leader. We wouldn't ignore music and the message. And we're going to have people in place to take care of those things. And today, I believe security needs to be a viable part of church as well, because of the violence, because of the issues, because of the liabilities on you as a leader out there for us to take care of these kind of things. So go there to that website, take a look at that stuff, take some stuff for free. There's other training there too as well if you wanted to get into a training class as well. There's certificate training, that kind of stuff. So, and I don't care about that kind of thing. I just want to see you get started. Look for other people. There is so much stuff out there, suggestions. If it's not my stuff, get it from somewhere else. I just want to see you get something started these days to help protect your liabilities and protect your people as well. Thanks for joining me on this edition of the Church Security Answer Man. I'm so happy you've been here, and I hope you have a safe and secure week.